So this video is going to explore the task 1 and some corrections and additional tasks for Monday. We have to find the general or nth term of the following linear sequences. So the thing is, they're linear, so the change is only occurring once. Now in part A we've positive numbers, in part B we've negative numbers, but we'll deal with that. The difference between 2 and 7 is we're adding 5. And the difference between 7 and 12 is again add 5, and 12 and 17 is add 5. Okay, so our difference for each one is 5. So it's 5 and 5 the whole way down. And we've 4 terms. Multiplied by term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4. So that's going to give me 5, 10, 15, and 20. And what we're going to do there is we're going to put 5, 10, 15, and 20 here. And then we're going to say what minus all of these will give me the first term. So what take away 5 will give me 2, what take away 10 will give me 7, what take away 15 will give me 12, and what if I take away from 17, what number if I take away from 20 will give me 17. So when we do that out, we'll find that 5 take away 3 is 2, 10 take away 3 is 7, 15 take away 3 is 12, and 20 take away 3 is 17. So my rule will be what? So I'm just going to run through that again. The rule is 5 times the first term. So T1, T2, T3. This should be T4. Apologies. This should be T4. And you take away 3 and it'll give you what the term is. Now let's say I wanted T of 50. What I would say is my rule is 5 times 50 take away 3. And that's going to tell me what the 50th term is. So that's going to give us 247. So that's the 50th term in that sequence. Instead of you doing it out 50 times, you only have to find what the rule is. So again, we're going to find what the difference is. So in this case, we're subtracting 2. Subtract 2, subtract 2, and subtract 2. Okay, so my difference is minus 2, and that happens the whole way down. And how many terms do I have? 4. And I'm going to multiply that by the term. So when I say by the term, what I mean here is that this is T1, T2, T3, and T4. That's the term. So I'm multiplying by 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what I say is, well, when I multiply them, what are my answers? So if I continue these, this is going to be minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. So I'm going to have minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. Now, them take away something will give me minus 3. And that's where we have the minus 1 coming in. Okay, so minus, I'll do it in pink just so we can see. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3, minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5, minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7, and minus 8 minus 1 is minus 9. So my rule then is the difference, which is minus 2, we figured that out, minus 2 times whatever the term is, so term 1, and then we minus 1, okay, will give me, so 2 by 1 is minus 2, minus 1 is minus 3. And my rule for the second one is minus 2 times 2, the second term, minus 1 will give me minus 5. Minus 2 times the third term, minus 1 gives me minus 7. For T of 4, minus 2 times 4, I want the fourth term, take away 1 gives me minus 9. So that's our rule. Minus 2 times n, so whatever the term you're looking for is, minus 1 will give you what that term is. So that's just two examples there using a positive and a negative difference. This formula here is in the log tables, which you'll be given, or you'll be given it in your paper for the new junior cycle, whatever way they're going to run it, okay? But basically, you don't need to learn it off, but what you do need to know is what A means, what D means, and so on. So A is always the first term. A equals the first term. So what is the first number of that sequence? D is very easy to remember, it's the difference. Okay, what is the difference in that sequence? So looking at this one here, what is the difference between these numbers? So when we subtract those numbers, we get a difference of 9. And it's a plus 9 because it's going up. Okay, so my difference is plus 9. Okay, so what I do is I write out this formula, and you always write out the formula for these questions. So Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Now this means multiply. These two numbers beside each other like this means multiply, okay? So what we do is we fill in what we know. So I know that my first term is 75. So Tn equals, my first term is 75, and I'm going to put that in purple because that's the way I have it in the thing. So my first term is 75. And to that 75, I add n, which we don't know at the minute. We're just going to leave it as n, okay? Minus 1 times D, which we know the difference is 9. Okay, now I want the 27th term. So I want T of 27. So that means T of n, which means 27 is equal to n. Okay, that's what we're saying there, because if you look at it, what you have is where 27 is where n is. So it's another way of saying n is 27. So we fill in 27 for n. So we'll say 75, we'll keep our colour theme, 75. And what we're doing with this 75 is we're adding n, which in this case is 27, take away 1, because that's part of our formula, times 9. Okay? Now, when you put that into a calculator, you're going to come out with an answer. So you're going to get 75, you're going to add, open your bracket, 27 minus 1. You're going to close your bracket, open a bracket for 9 and close it again. And you're going to get T of n, T of 27, so the 27 term, is going to be 309. And that's that solved. Complete these two tasks for Monday.